Alright, in this video I'm going to cover an article in Freeze64 magazine edition 19 posted by Vinny in the Hackersoft Guide section. The idea was to fix a shortcoming of the C64 Mini, which only plays games that were designed for Joystick Port 2. In the article, he hacks a few Joystick Port 1 games to work in Joystick Port 2. This video covers the process for Ghostbusters using the Action Replay cartridge in emulation. To do this in emulation, we're going to want to load the Action Replay cartridge, which I have downloaded and learned how to do this from the Freeze64 magazine. Now I'm going to hit F7 to load the fast loader and then attach Ghostbusters to the disk image. Now let's take a look at what's on the image. Right now it's just those three files. We're going to load the first one, or the asterisk, and kind of warp it. And here's Ghostbusters. We'll start it over. And Ghostbusters starts off in Joystick Port 1, which is what I'm moving around right here. And if we were to start a game, we'll be playing in Joystick Port 1. So now I'm moving things around with Joystick Port 1. You can see in the bottom down here. So that's Joystick Port 1. The idea is to freeze the game and then change the memory so that Joystick Port 2 is in use instead of Port 1, so we can use it on the Commodore 64 Mini. So before we do that, we're going to kind of restart the game and then hit freeze. So I'm going to hit run stop, the equivalent of run stop and restore, which on my keyboard is caps lock page up. Then I'm going to go up here to cartridge freeze, or you can just hit Alt-Z. From here, it's E to start entering pokes. And in Vinny's poke for this one is 38615, 0. And that will switch it to port 2. And then to go back to the game, F7. So now I'm going to hit F1 here. I won't be able to control the game with Joystick Port 1, only Port 2. And we'll see that in a second. So I'm still in Port 1 and I'm moving the joystick around and nothing's happening. So I'm going to hit Alt-J to swap joystick ports. Now I can control the joystick. So that's just the first part of this. So now that you've modified memory, you want to save this back out. And the way I figured out how to do this, I'm going to go over those steps right now. So I'm going to restart the game again, caps lock page up, and then I'm going to hit Alt-Z. Alt-Z to freeze. And here I figured out, this might not be the only way of doing this, but I figured out if you press F1 to do backup, and then I just do turbo save, option A, and type GB for Ghostbusters and hit enter. And that saves a copy of the program on the disk that you're currently mounted to. I could have mounted it to another disk image, but just for the purpose of this video, I wanted to keep it simple. Now I'm going to do a hard reset. And F7 here again to fast load. You could do a normal reset, either way. Let's see what's on the disk. So there's GB, and if we were to load it, I'm going to warp it and run. Start the game. You can see I'm controlling stuff with Joystick Port 2. So the final step in the process is really to just rename the image to the C64-drive8.d64 and then copy it onto the flash drive that you'll use when you attach the C64 Mini. Then you will be able to run a game that was originally designed for Joystick Port 1 and had no way of changing it to Joystick Port 2, which is a great tip I learned from the Freeze64 magazine that Vinny put together on the Hackersoft guide on the July 2018 edition 19 release. Now, they're supposed to be releasing a new firmware update soon that should correct this shortcoming on the C64 Mini. But in the interim, this is a fun exercise to try. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.